Life is pretty crazy, but it's also very, very wonderful. And if you do not appreciate those times, you're gonna let time just slip right through your fingers. So you have to be present and show appreciation. No matter how slow or how fast you go, just enjoy it. Live in the moment. Hey guys, so today is January 21st of 2018. Just kind of like before we actually, this is actually the first key because we're actually making the gym a 24-hour gym, but just brief moment. It took this place about 4.5 months for my dad and I to build. We built it with our bare hands. A lot of dedication, a lot of stress, but also a lot of faith. And we actually opened this place January 25th of 2017. And so almost a year later, we are making this gym 24 hours. This is the first Invincible Fitness. Dad, can you get the sign out here? Can you get the sign? Just real quick, so that way the people seeing this can actually get a glimpse of it. So yes, guys, like I was saying, this place has took us a lot of work, but this comes to show that whenever you have faith and you work hard and you never give up, great things happen. So, Dad, before I actually scan this key, I just want to say thank you so much for always supporting me and always being there for me through thick and thin. I know that this wasn't easy for neither of us, but you were always there. So, thank you so much for you and Mom and my sisters. Love you guys. All right, you ready? All right, first key. Let me go ahead and shut it one more time. My name is Gerardo Villarreal, and I am the proud founder and CEO of Invincible Fitness. Prior to starting Invincible Fitness, I was actually a gym manager, a full-time gym manager. I became a manager when I was about 18. But initially, when I first started working with the gyms, I initially started working for the owner of that particular club. I worked for him for close to a year, completely for free. I did not get paid once. And when I tell people that part of my story, a lot of people say, "Well, man, that's kind of messed up. He took advantage of you." And now that I think about it, yeah, he actually did. But when I was 17, I didn't see it that way. I saw that being almost like a school to me. Something that I can learn from, something that I can become really good at. And so I saw him more as a teacher, and I never saw it as a job. So I wasn't really looking to get paid. I was just wanting to learn. And when he realized that, obviously my skills had developed and had become better in that year, he went ahead and put me into one of his clubs as the lead manager. And I was basically in charge of building the club from the ground up. And I got to do that at 18. I was always so intrigued how gyms worked when I was, so little. Like there's so much more that goes into the fitness industry and gyms in general, more than people think. And I was always curious to know what that was. And so when I was, given the opportunity to be able to manage a gym, for someone from scratch, I took it as something as a kind of like as a school. It's something that really taught me how to build a gym from the ground up, literally. And when I got to see that with my own two eyes and really just analyze it and think about it and study it, it really helped me out because I saw it at such a young age. I believe I was 18 when I realized that. And so, Invincible Fitness came all about, through different things that I've seen in the fitness industry. And not saying that they don't work, but how I can make it even better and more efficient for the members, where they're just more excited, they're more accountable, they actually enjoy being at the gym, they want to come back, they don't just sign up and then come once and then never show up again. What we try to do is, we try to help people in many areas relating to health. and one of the areas relating to health other than working out is staying accountable, and that's really important. And so I feel like we do that extremely well. And so when I saw that and amongst other couple things that I've seen that can be definitely improved on, I took it as something as more as a responsibility for me to be able to show that to the marketplace, so people can actually use it and be a part of it and enjoy it. And so because of all those things, that was the reason why I decided to start Invincible Fitness. The word invincible means so much to me because there's so much meaning behind the word. Invincible means, unconquerable, unobtainable, unstoppable. It means that you can never be defeated. And so because of the word invincible and the depth and the strength of the word, I really wanted my company to symbolize something that's bigger than any traditional word. The second I realized that I had that moment where I stopped and said, man, I think I have something here, was when a couple members, I remember this so clearly now. Man, I haven't thought about this in so long. Oh my God. I was here at my gym, this is when I was managing it by myself. And, it wasn't until where things really started moving for me, when I had members come in and after I give them the tour and they have a smile from the time that they walk in to basically, we get in the office. And whenever they ask, like, hey, how many locations do you guys have of these? I never thought about opening up another gym somewhere else or franchising it. That idea never popped into my head. And it was at that moment where I was like, wait a minute, like this is pretty cool. The fact that they're asking me these questions makes me know and realize that I truly do have something here to offer. One of the first hardships that I can remember was when we were still in construction. We took a little bit longer than what we expected, due to different outcomes that were not in our control, and because of that, our construction got delayed, and so finally when we were actually able to start and get it almost done, there was one morning my dad and I drove up here at 6:30 in the morning, and we realized that there was a big sign on the window that said notice of lockout. And again, let me remind you that my storefront was at the corner suite and the dumpster was right next to it. And so that means that every neighbor of ours would walk over here or passing through our storefront store to throw away their trash. And so, when everyone saw it, that I was locked out and I hadn't even opened yet, and I was over here telling them, isn't it be amazing? Isn't it be so cool? You guys are gonna want to be a part of it. They see that on the window. And so I'm super embarrassed, but it was like a sudden change in my mood, because I reacted. The first thing I thought about was, okay, how can I fix this, right? Because this isn't right. And so my first reaction was, I'm gonna go ahead and make the call. I'm going to go ahead and call and make the calls to whoever I need to call to get this fixed. And so because of my reaction and because I was so quick to do that, I was able to, obviously deal with the situation, which evidently allowed me to mature as a business owner and as a man. So the way how I want to describe it to people is, when you look at challenges, when you look at, bad situations, don't look at it as a problem that you're trying to avoid. Look at it as a possible challenge where it's almost like a test, to see how resilient and how persistent you are in bad times. That's the way you got to think about it. It's an opportunity for you to level up, really.
What makes your business different from any other business out there doing the exact same thing?
That's a question that I would get asked a lot. When I initially started Invincible Fitness, it was, what makes your gym different? I would always get that question. And my initial response was, well, we have better prices, right? But once I started really learning and growing as a business owner, as a gym owner, I really got to realize that it's not just about the price that people care about. It's about the feeling that they have when they walk into the gym. the feeling of belonging, the feeling of, man, like I actually enjoy working out here. It's an emotional feeling that we give our members when they walk through our doors. And so when I get to see that, I get to realize that we're actually building a family of people. When they walk through our doors, they truly feel invincible, right? And so I feel that with that emotional feeling that we give our members of feeling invincible and feeling as they belong here, because of that, they actually get to enjoy the gym. They get to enjoy everything that we put into it, with the design, the machinery, the type of machinery that we possess in our clubs. Yeah, it's just amazing. I speak my ideas out loud so I can hear them. Sometimes it's best to do that, because when you have so many ideas in your head and you're trying to decide, which one to, go after, it's a whole different world whenever you speak it out loud and you get to hear it, And obviously, you want to also consult the people closest to you, your family, your friends, and say, hey, I have this idea. I trust you. I trust your judgment. I trust your opinion. What do you think? And you want to get some feedback off of that as well. At the end of the day, you have to go with your gut feeling. So if you're pretty sure about one certain idea or one method that's going to help your business take off or develop or explode, you definitely want to go with that feeling. You want to go with that gut feeling. But if you seek the opinions of others, people that you trust, and they give you their honest feedback, but you still believe in this, you have to go with your gut feeling, right? And there's times that you just might not know what you want to do. And so you trust the opinions of theirs, so that way you can go ahead and execute on that idea. So it's just it's a matter of doing your own due diligence on top of seeking advice from the people that you trust most. I've been very lucky, very, very fortunate to say that, my family and my friends, they all do support what I'm doing. They all see the vision that I've described to them of where it is that I want to take my companies to. And absolutely, when I started my business when I was about 18, they got to, basically see and grow with me from being an 18-year-old, business owner, a teenager really, to now a 23-year-old businessman. And so, it brings me great happiness. Just to say that. So I'm very, very thankful to my family and to my friends for their amazing support. My dad has always taught me to be hardworking. If you're going to do something, you do it the right way. If not, don't even bother doing it at all. My mom showed me how to be passionate, how to be compassionate as well, how to sell, how to upsell. My mom is she's a great businesswoman as well, but even a better mother. And both of them, they taught me respect. They taught me how to treat others with respect and with love. To never be greedy with people, to always give. I remember being a kid and, we would donate our clothes, clothes that we didn't use anymore, to other families, people who really needed it. And my parents taught me that. They taught me how to give without expecting anything in return. And so my parents are my heroes.
If you could give any advice to future people who are debating whether or not to pull the trigger, what would you tell them?
Just start. Just start studying what it is that you want to do. As something so simple as that, as studying what it is that you want to do, you have to study it. Find out who are the greatest at it and study them, and ask yourself, what did they do to become great? And just replicate that. It's not rocket science. If you want to be average, okay, then study somebody who's average. But if you want to be the best, you got to study the best. And that's in any field. Soccer players, the greatest in the world, they studied the greatest in their era, in their time. The example of Kobe Bryant, he studied Michael Jordan and Magic, you know. I mean, he studied a lot of amazing players, top players. And that is the reason why he was one of the top and will forever be one of the top players in the NBA, because he studied the grades. Same thing in baseball, same thing in any sport and any talent. I mean, you got to study people who are amazing and just great at what they do. If you seek to become the greatest, if you seek just something to do or just, you know, pass on by, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, study somebody who's average, I guess. I don't know. But if you want my sincere advice, that would be it. If you truly want to do something, study it by studying the grades.